And the final presentation is by Mr. A.B.Tripathi, State Convenor of Odisha, who is going to share about the unique role of INTACH Odisha in preservation of heritage.
Good evening. I don't know how to do this. Acha, acha. Ladies and gentlemen, respected chairman, vice chairman, I think she has left. um, Member secretary, madam, member secretary, the state conveners and chapter conveners, and ladies and gentlemen. I am perhaps the last speaker, so kindly indulge me. Don't show your impatience to go away, because I will try to make whatever I am speaking interesting. As I am speaking, I will request our Balasore chapter convener Uday Ranjan Das. He will give a present of some lakh, LAC lakh, toys to the chairman and member secretary. This is produced by the students of a school patronized by Balasore chapter. Mr. Das, quickly please. Chairman is there, member secretary is there. Member secretary is there. I will speak whatever the INTACH is doing in Orissa without going to the theoretical or historical aspects of INTACH. INTACH started its first chapter in Orissa in 1985, Bhubaneswar, the first chapter. And the central office had their first listing and documentation of neglected monuments in Orissa, numbering 3,000, a figure which still stands as the official figure. Then, of course, the figure has gone up to 6,000 by now, as we have been updating from time to time. And this number is one of the highest. Whatever success INTACH has achieved, and it is working on a very dynamic basis, owes its success to the INTACH Conservation Center, which is directly managed by the head office, but also supervised by me in Orissa. It owes its success to the director of the INTACH Conservation Center, Mrs. Mallika Mitra. Where are you? Please come. Come and sit here. Let them see you. Before I come to architectural conservation, I will tell you some of about the documentation. Some unique documentations have been done in Orissa. First, we took up the project documentation, Jagannath Sadak, the unexplored Jagannath, unused Jagannath Sadak from Calcutta to Puri. That was done by a inveterate INTACH heritage expert who is very much here, Anil Dheer. Are you there? He will be speaking tomorrow on his experience in listing and documentation of Jagannath Sadak. After that, we have taken up listing and documentation of Prachi Valley. Prachi Valley is a small valley which has relics of Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhism. And currently, we are doing the documentation of Mahanadi in Orissa, Mahanadi starts from Chhattisgarh, joins the Bay of Bengal in Orissa, about 400 kilometers in Chhattisgarh and 500 kilometers in Orissa. That is nearing completion, and now that is being coordinated by Mr. Anil Dheer. Prachi Valley, Mahanadi listing. Then we have just done the documentation of the tribal life of Koraput. The undivided Koraput, it has got the largest number of tribes in India, about 62 tribes. We have done the documentation of the tribal life of Koraput. And currently, INTACH has given us funds for a passion project. And you will be interested in knowing that this passion project relates to production of textile from the bark of a tree. The tree is called kerang, that is grown mostly in Koraput and the Bastar area of Chhattisgarh. And the Adivasis, the tribals, they prepare their garments from kerang. It is now going out of use because of modern textiles and all. We are trying to revive it. The government have promised to join hands with us, and we have started the project that is called the Kerang project. The first important architectural monument conservation in Orissa was started in 2008 under the supervision of the head office. That was establishment of a maritime museum in Cuttack in Jobra. This was a very old workshop, nearly 150 years old, more than 150 years old, and that was crying for conservation, and that has been turned to a maritime museum. The major work started in Orissa out of the funds of 13th Finance Commission. This also was accidental. 13th Finance Commission, the head office, they showed their interest. They had written to all the states. In Orissa, somehow, at that time, there was a secretary who took a very favorable view, and the chairman came, General Gupta, in 2011 to Bhubaneswar. Then I took him to the chief minister, and he readily agreed that Orissa will implement the 13th Finance Commission project, a portion of it. 26 projects were given to INTACH: temples, mosques, then buildings. 26 projects at a cost of 10 crores was given to Orissa. And that was a breakthrough. This project started in 2012 under the supervision of the AS division, and they ended in 3 years in 2015. By the time to 2015, we got another major project, that is renovation of the house of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in Puri at an estimated cost of 4 crore rupees. And there the government took undertaking that this project must be completed within 1 year. 2015 it was given, and in 1 year it was completed. This was also completed under the supervision of the AS project, AS division of the head office. After that, we have taken about between 2015 to 2019, we have executed 7 major projects. These are the 13th Finance Commission project, Janakinath Bose before conservation and after conservation. Hukitola, this is a very interesting story. The major famine of Orissa in 1866 killed about 10 lakh people. There was no dearth of rice. Rice was there in Bengal, rice was there in Burma, but it was difficult to transport. So the British, they built a transit house in the midst of Bay of Bengal. And from there, rice was brought to Cuttack, from where it was sent to different places. Hukitala, that was conserved in 2017 and 18. Then a very interesting building called Rani Mahal at Samalpur, 17th century building that has been restored, that has already been given to government. Town Hall, this is about 125 years old. This restoration also has been completed. This also, up till now, these projects were done by under the supervision, general supervision of the AAS project. By this time, you must have heard of a famous Assamese man of literature, Bes Barua. Bes Barua, he spent one-third of his life in Samalpur, about 25 years, and has purchased a very big house. So the renovation of that building was taken up. One portion of the building has already been renovated and handed over to government. The other proportion is in progress. Then another very important project was change of a wooden canopy in a temple of Charchika, that is Durga. Then came COVID, end of 19, beginning of 20. No work was available, and the center was facing quite a bit of difficulty. By end of 20 again, when the COVID was over, we started getting projects. And we started getting so many projects that in 2021, the INTACH Odisha got as many as 10 projects. As many as 10 projects, 7 in the State Museum and 3 outside, at a cost of 5 crore rupees, more than 5 crore rupees. And in 2022, we have been given another 10 to 11 projects, and all are major, and they are all under execution. Incidentally, these projects are being done exclusively by us, by the state chapter, through the center. This is where I want to bring a very important and relevant point to the notice of the head office. This calls for a holistic view of the role of AS division in the head office, because it is not possible to take the approval, sanction everything of the AS division and work under their day-to-day supervision. So 21, 22, whatever projects are, so chairman is aware of it, and so MS also is also aware of it. But the chapter manual, if you see, 2013, 2019. 2013, the chapter manual was more liberal, more chapter oriented. It gave greater freedom to the chapter to take up projects. But this 2019, the reverse has taken place. There is more of centralization. And everything you have to go through the AS division, which is not possible, as I am speaking from my own experience. So this chapter manual calls for drastic revision. Role of AS division, role of MS division, role of other divisions. Another important factor involved in this is, if the chapters are executing project, should the head office not help the chapters in capacity building? We need capacity. I know that J&K, knew that they are executing projects. In fact, I had sent a letter to Mr. Divay Gupta, Principal Director, before this conference to know if other states are executing projects. So there was the reply which came did not show any figure. But I knew that J&K is executing projects on its own. But I don't know whether other states are executing projects. All that I know that Madhya Pradesh state convener, he rang me once and he asked me whether you are executing projects on your own. I said, yes, we are doing. We have to do. When projects are coming, government are giving projects, we just cannot afford to say no. So this is a very, very important topic. I have sent proposal also that the chapter manual of 2019 very much needs revision. The role of AH in relation to the chapters, in relation to the conservation center should be more elaborately defined, and the head office should play a very important role in capacity development of the chapters which are executing projects. Now we are executing some very important project, Orissa High Court project, about 5 crore project. For that, we have to enter into agreement with an architecture school to provide us technical advice, because the Chief Justice, he is in such a hurry. If I would have taken the advice of or the clearance of the head office, it would have taken a long time. He tells her, can you complete half of it by end of December? Which is not possible. But the Chief Justice, you can't displease him. And here is a rare Chief Justice in Orissa who comes, who sees, who pursues project. So these are the problems. These are the problems areas which chapters who are executing projects they are facing. Odisha is facing. J&K, fortunately, they have got a full-fledged, I think, conservation division. That is your advantage, which Odisha doesn't have. We have to recruit people, we have to train them. At the masonry level, we have got a reserve, but not at the supervisory level, not at the engineering level, not at the architect level. So we very much need help. In fact, MS may remember that about 2 years back, we had proposed that there should be a course conducted in this state. First, it was agreed to, then of course COVID came, then it did not materialize. And for the training, when a training division is there in the head office, they should come to the state and train the people. After they come to the state, we will bear all the cost. But they should come on their own, and the head office should be open about it whenever we ask for help for training and all. Another 3 minutes. Please go ahead. These are some of the projects. These are the MH projects. Another one point. One point, please. 1 point. I will finish. Oh, just 1 minute. I have told this one. Comparative. No, I have covered most of the points. So as I have highlighted, we in INTACH, we are working on a dynamic basis. We are getting projects. Orissa is one of the few states, maybe the only states, which gets attention from the state government. You see, whenever there is a need, immediately they said, ask INTACH for DPR. That is immediately, then we have to prepare DPR and give it. Then they say, you start execution. Even if we are not prepared, we have to do that. These are our compulsions. So in these compulsions, the head office owes an obligation to provide us help by improving our capacity building and giving us unstinted support, and also the need for revision of the chapter manual, because it calls for a holistic view of the role of AS division and other divisions. Then we'll feel free. Now we feel constrained. I feel constrained because, yes, I am violating or I am not following the important guidelines of the chapter manual, but I can't help it because of the pressure of the government. So thank you all for giving us the opportunity and hearing me for this.
I think we will call it a day, and we will take on this question posed by Tripathi tomorrow. And I think let's go and prepare ourselves for the evening function. Thank you. Thank you very much.